So I probably might talk a little about the different guitars and amps and stuff we used on the album. Here's my 7-string. It's a PRS SE7, a really nice guitar. And especially if you're like a 6-string guy like myself, this guitar is really easy to like adapt to and get used to. Nice neck, maybe a little short scale length, so it gets a little floppy in the bottom. The guitar is almost stock except for the bridge pickup. It's switched out with a bare knuckle, I don't remember which one, but it's a bare knuckle pickup here. And you also have the opportunity to split the pickup so you get single coil. Nice guitar. I also did a little mistake when I soldered this pickup here. So when I get to the middle position, where you usually get both pickups, I now get both, but they are out of phase. And it's but I kind of like that sound, so I've kept it that way. That's the PRS. This is an LTD EC1000. I use this one on the track Marrow for all my distorted tones. It has EMG pickups in it, so it's a little different flavor than the PRS or the Les Paul and stuff. It worked out really nice for that song. It's a really nice guitar. I have had this one for about 10-11 years and I really like it. Nice guitar. Here we have a Fender Stratocaster. It's a Highway 1 American Strat from 2003. It's also stock except for the bridge pickup. I've changed it to I believe it's a Seymour Duncan Little 59. So it's a humbucker in single coil size. Nice guitar. Use this one for several of the tracks. For the acoustic stuff, we use this one. It's a Martin D18, really nice sounding acoustic guitar. Unfortunately, it's not mine. I have a friend who kindly borrowed us this guitar for the recording of Marrow. As you may see, I have not yet returned it. It's hard to say goodbye, as Bon Jovi once so nicely sang. Yeah. And apart from these guitars, I also used BP's guitars a lot. He brought a Les Paul Studio and another Stratocaster with 3 single coils in it. So we usually try different guitars with different amps for each song. It's hard to remember which guitar and which amp and which pedal was used when and where, but they were all used on the album. So that's the guitars. Now I'm going to show you the amps. This is the head we used for most of the distorted tones on Marrow. We used 2 of these amps. We had one which we set at one setting and we didn't touch it, and the other one we used to tweak around with and create different sounds. And we also used these guys, the TC Electronic G Major, for a lot of the reverbs and delays and stuff. On Waiting to Fall, for example, I used this guy here to create some ambient sounds / noise. It became quite cool actually. It sounded a little bit like this. Here's the other one. Here we have a Marshall JCM 2000 DSL 100. This amp we used a lot on the album, especially for clean tones. I think that most of the clean stuff on the album was done with this amplifier. I also think we used the gain channel for some tones here and there. This one also has a quite a nice built-in spring reverb. We ended up using that one as well on a few other tracks. And underneath it we have this Marshall 1960 cabinet. This is the cabinet we used for recording the album. We ran all the amps through this cabinet here, and BP spent a lot of time miking it to make it sound great. So there you have the amps. We also used this Marshall JCM 800, or we were supposed to use it. We were supposed to use it for some clean tones, and we were able to get a really nice clean tone out of it. And it had this nice little dirt in it, which we liked. But then we soon realized that the dirt was the sound of a tube amp about to die. I'm not sure if this amp ended up on the record, but at least we tried using it. And here we have the pedal board that we used on the album. We didn't use all of these, but most of them, I guess. I tried to guide you a little bit through them. Here we have a Dunlop Gypsy Fuzz, relatively new fuzz pedal. I guess it's based on fuzz face, but they have added this tone control that makes it more usable and easier to tweak. We use this one on Until You Return, and it adds this great noise, dirt, grit to the sound. Makes it sound really cool. It sounds a little something like this. And here we have a Morley wah pedal. We used this one as well as on a couple of tracks. We didn't use it as a traditional rhythmic wah-thing. We used it more as a sweep filter effect. Real nice for more ambient noise sounds. Here we have a tube screamer. The tube screamer was used a lot on the album, on almost every song. Not this actual tube screamer, but we used BPs. We had it in front of the amp. I guess we had the drive all the way down, level all the way up, and the tone control somewhere in between. We use this to drive the amps a little harder from the front end. Great little pedal, classic. And here is a tuner we used to tune our guitars. The 7-Up is a polyphonic octave pedal. We used that one as well on a couple of tracks, especially on the track My Will Be Done, where we used this to create this organ like effect. It sounds a little something like this. So that's the 7-Up. Moving over here we have a compressor, Carl Martin compressor, really nice compressor for guitar. We used that on a lot of the clean tones on the album. Moving over to this one, Mad Professional Little Green Wonder overdrive pedal. This one we used on a few songs as well. We used it on the clean stuff to make the cleans a little dirtier, and it's a great pedal for that. This one I have it running on 18 volts, so you get a little less gain, but more headroom. And here we have a TC, another TC pedal, a flashback. I guess we use that one on a couple of songs as well. And then the tape and tube settings to simulate old school echo devices. These two we did not use. The Hall of Fame wasn't in the board when we recorded the album. Actually, there was a Digitech RV7. I think we used that one on one of the songs. And finally we have the MXR tremolo pedal. This one we also used on a couple of songs. For the song Far From Home, there is this little section where I'm playing the guitar and BP is playing the knobs on the tremolo. And it sounded a little something like this. So there you are. That's the pedals we used to record the Marrow album with.